Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about telenovelas and how they act as a form of public pedagogy. What I mean is that telenovelas don't just entertain us, they construct versions of reality that shape how we think about love, gender, class, and beauty standards through symbolic signification, discourse, and recurring storylines. And I'll show you what I mean with a few examples from two shows that I grew up watching, Teresa and Betty la Fea. And I'll also be referencing our two class readings, the Mickey Mouse Monopoly documentary and Mattel Chapter 3. So I want to start with the idea of constructed reality. As we know, through representation theory, media doesn't just reflect life, it represents it. So we often see how telenovelas create worlds where characters' choices and conflicts are exaggerated, and they're exaggerated to reinforce particular ideas about society. And a great example is Teresa. Um, in the show, Teresa comes from a lower middle class family and she's super embarrassed about it. And she thinks that the only way to be respected and successful is to get rich. So throughout the show, we see her using her appearance to her advantage, backstabbing her friends, and we see her dating rich guys, acting fancy, and even hiding where she's from in order to climb up the social ladder. And in doing so, the telenovela constructs a reality where money and social status are the ultimate goals, no matter what. And so Teresa's obsession with wealth teaches viewers that success is measured by material possessions and social status, and that poverty is something to be ashamed of and escaped at all costs. So again, telenovela doesn't just mirror real life, it's representing it as a dramatic version of class struggles, and it's teaching us lessons about money, ambition, and morality. Specifically this novela. So even though it's like super entertaining to watch, it is quietly shaping how us viewers imagine what it means to succeed in society. Next, I want to talk about ideology and discourse. So, telenovelas often repeat the same messages about societal rules, especially about how women should behave. And a perfect example is Betty la Fea, which inspired Ugly Betty. And in the show, Betty is smart, hardworking, and good at her job. But the story makes it clear that none of that really matters until she changes her appearance and wins her boss's love. So the ideologies here are very clear. A woman's value comes from her looks and ability to attract demand, and not her career independence. And another one is that love is heterosexual and portrayed as the ultimate goal for women. And lastly, that society rewards women who conform to beauty standards. So there's also symbolic signification here because Betty's ugly duckling appearance, from her glasses to her braces and her square bangs, they represent women who don't fit traditional beauty ideals. And so her glamorous makeover serves as a discourse that women must change themselves and fit traditional beauty norms to become desirable, gain acceptance, love, and or be successful. So, in other words, the show is teaching us that beauty and intelligence, or even hard work, defines a woman's value. And then this connects to the documentary Mickey Mouse Monopoly, which explains that encoded in media images are ideologies about the world, belief systems, and constructions of reality. So, just like the documentary, Betty la Fea encoded the ideology that femininity is about appearance, Moreover, the documentary also pointed out that however strong or powerful a female character may be, she still needs to be rescued by a male. And this also applies to Betty because despite her skills, her happy ending depends on her romance with her wealthy boss, not her talents. So, just like Disney princesses, the show teaches us that no matter how capable women are, their real worth comes from male validation. And this is how hegemony works, not by forcing viewers, but by repeating these ideals until they feel normal or like common sense. And again, this is public pedagogy in action because shows like these are actively teaching audiences how women are expected to behave, what goals they should pursue, and what society values. So ultimately, it's shaping how viewers understand gender, romance, and social norms. And lastly, when thinking about telenovelas in terms of political economy, they're made within a media system that prioritizes profit. As Mattel explains in Serving the Public Interest, Chapter 3, the American broadcasting model defines the public interest as that which interests the public, meaning that content that is popular and makes money is what gets broadcast and promoted most often. So even though telenovelas are a Latin American genre, their US distribution follows the same commercial model. They're made cheaply, they are daily, and they bring in huge profits because audiences and advertisers love them. That's why certain storylines like love triangles, rags to riches transformations, and dramatic makeovers keep being recycled because they sell. So the lessons these show teaches are shaped by this system. Essentially, what gets repeated isn't necessarily socially valuable, but it's what's most profitable for corporations. And in conclusion, telenovelas are more than dramatic entertainment. They are cultural artifacts that construct realities and reinforce ideologies through repeated discourse and thus act as a public pedagogy. By dramatizing relationships, class struggles, and beauty standards, they teach audiences how to view society, and often in ways that are limited or problematic. So my final thought is that we should watch them critically, recognizing the social lessons that they are conveying, and questioning the stereotypes or norms that they promote. Thank you.